Let's move on now to the third main topic of the day. And the third main topic today comes to us from Jason P., who writes, "Hey, John. It's already ridiculous enough that there will be almost 2 years between the launch of Game of Thrones Season 7 and Season 8, with an opening of what most of us believed would be April of 2019. But now there's an interview saying that they won't even be finished making the show until at least May of 2019. Just how late is this final season of Game of Thrones going to be?" All right, thanks a lot for the question, Jason. And yeah, it is crazy. First of all, I don't even call this final season of Game of Thrones a season. It's not a season. 6 episodes is not a season. It's an event. I'll call it an event. I just kind of refuse to call it a season. 6 episodes is not a season, but it's an event. And a lot of us are looking forward to the wrapping up of this series and the event that it's going to be. But you're right. Even if it was coming out in April, it's almost 2 years between the launch of the previous season and the launch of the finale. And that's a lot. Well, what is he talking about when he says it sounds like it's not even going to come out till later than that? Here's the interview. There was an interview done in the Huffington Post with the guy who's like the visual effects head for Game of Thrones. And this is what was said, and this is what's causing all the kerfuffle right now. In an interview with the Huffington Post, Game of Thrones visual effects supervisor Joe Bauer discussed the show's Emmy hopes. It's nominated for 22 awards at the 2018 ceremony, as well as its future eligibility. Here's where it gets important. "In 2 years, we'll be eligible for Season 8 work," he said, "which we're just beginning now." That's right. He said the show will be eligible for the 2020 Emmys, not the 2019 Emmys, meaning it would be airing the bulk of its expected 6 episodes after the 2019 deadline of May 31st. So essentially, what's being said here is that we thought the show was coming out in April. Well, they're saying it's going to take us till at least May until we're even done the visual effects. Now, what Huffington Post then points out is that if they're not going to be eligible until the 2020 Emmys, that means the bulk of the episodes, so at least 4 of the episodes, aren't going to air until after the deadline of May 31st. So at the very earliest, at the absolute very earliest, Game of Thrones, the final chapters, are going to air no earlier than until the second last week of May. And probably not till after that. Probably not till June. Now, one of the things that a representative for HBO has come out and said, they said, we still haven't announced a release date, but it will be released in the first half of 2019. All that means is that the first episode is going to air before the end of June. By saying that the season will premiere in the first half, all that means is that, well, the first episode will air before the end of June. So it could be till the end of June until we get our first episode of Game of Thrones. Now, some people are saying, well, you can start releasing the episodes without all the effects works being done, but then you're giving yourself no margin for error. That would be a really bad way to do things. So it looks like I'm guessing this show isn't going to, I'm guessing these final chapters of Game of Thrones are not going to start airing until June sometime. So we're going to have to wait just a little bit longer, which is too bad because I'm really excited to see the show. All right, let's move on to the fourth topic.